800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
Welcome back, everybody. Bill, how you doing today? Oh, no sound. Can't hear you. Still can't hear you. All right. Today's show is brought to you by Ensemble Co-working, Fort Worth's hub for private offices, co-working, meeting space, and virtual mail. Find your perfect workspace at ensemblecoworking.com. Bill's having technical issues over there. So I'm going to jump into some stars. Is that it? Bill, you got me? Can't hear him. All right, so I'm going to jump into some stars hockey while Bill's figuring out his stream stuff. So last night they started at like 9:50. Or I'm sorry, it was 8:50, almost 9 o'clock. Man, I tell you what, the Stars are going to be fun to watch this year. At one point, they had 2 goals through 10 shots. One of them was a power play goal by Wyatt Johnson, just a beautiful shot early in that power play sequence. I want to say it was less than 30 seconds in. I think it was around 20 seconds into that. That's what Glenn Goldson is. He's a power play specialist. It's what he was known for. He had part of the great power plays for the Edmonton Oilers. It's going to be fun to watch Stars hockey. They got a interference penalty on Minnesota with about 22 seconds left. When they came back in, Duchesne scored in the second period with 1:37 left on the clock. Anyways, I had to go to bed because it was pushing 11 o'clock. I had to get up at 5. Stars won 5-2. They're one of 2 undefeated teams in the NHL this season so far. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You got me?
Gotcha. There we go.
Heck yeah. There we go.
Bill's still trying to figure everything out from his move. But we'll get them squared away. No worries.
Coming to you live and direct from my kitchen here in scenic Nashville, Tennessee.
Well, I just talked about how much fun the Stars were to watch last night. Man,
I could hear you. You have the voice of an angel. I could hear everything you said, and it sounded heavenly.
I've been called the songbird of my generation. So, I appreciate that compliment, Bill, even if it's back. Anyways. That's enough Stars. Let's jump into some Dallas Mavericks. Yesterday, they announced a multi-year extension for Jason Kidd. I like it. I like Jason Kidd. Think he's great. Although you know as well as I do, if you get extended as a coach, it doesn't really matter. You're not making anywhere near what those players are unless you're a low-paid bench player. I I point to Tibbs, right? He got extended this last summer, not this past the summer before, and then they fired him after the shit show in New York this year. Even if Nico doesn't stay, they bring in a new GM. He's probably going to want his own coach anyways. But I digress. Kid's a good coach. He's well liked around the league. The players love him.
Yep.
I think this was a good deal. Get some stability to the team, especially if you don't know the uncertainty of Nico. Something tells me that the organization likes Nico more than the fans do.
You know as well as I do. That whole thing came from higher than Nico. This was John. There's no other way to put it. This deal was a setup deal. With the Mavericks traded Luka because they want to keep a big name in LA even when LeBron retires. They trade Luka in exchange. They get the number 1 draft pick. This was when they had legitimately almost no chance to get it.
Yeah.
This was a setup, and as much as I would love to blame this all on Nico, it wasn't Nico's fault. This was a call that came from above him.
Yeah, they'll never admit it because
won't.
Because then they'll lose all their credibility, and then they'll have to go back and admit the whole Georgetown deal with
Patrick Ewing. They did the same thing in '85 with him to the Knicks.
You're damn right. Yeah. They did the same thing. So, I'm ready for some Mavs basketball.
Looking forward to it.
My heart was broken last season. They still gave it hell. For as busted and beat up as they were, they got hot and they were too injured. So, it is what it is. Let's see what they do. Worst case scenario, they fall on their face. They blow the whole thing up. They got a young piece to build around. We'll see. We'll see.
Yep.
But we've been a part of worse things, i.e. our Dallas Cowboys, what we're about to jump into. Holy shit, man.
Gosh, that was oof.
Oh, God. I got some statistics here that are going to make you want to puke, all right? And Tiffany, I do apologize for your Yankees being absolutely curb stomped in the playoffs. So we love you, Tiff. Hope you're listening. If you're not, great. Maybe I'll get to keep my job. But anyways, the Cowboys fell 30-27 to the Panthers. That now leaves Dallas at 2-3-1. And guess what? Jerry Jones still believes.
Leaves Dallas at 2-3-1 with the toughest remaining schedule in football.
Correct.
They oh my God. Yeah, just go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
I'm going to read you some quotes from Jerry Jones. All right?
I've probably heard them, but go ahead.
It reminded me that we're still in it, citing parity and injuries being the reason the team is underperforming.
Yeah.
The last thing I'm thinking of in any way is being out of the hunt. He did mention that if there is a trade that could help the defense, they're in position to make that trade. Now, before we get into the numbers of the defense, not one fucking player is going to help that defense, right?
Nope.
Sorry for the bad word.
Nope.
One player is not going to help that defense. You need 7 at least, right?
Yep.
Maybe I'm being a tad facetious. You need a safety, need a linebacker, which you're getting a linebacker coming back soon, right? We'll get into that in a minute.
You need secondary help.
You need secondary. You need a safety, right? Potentially you're getting corner help in Ravel, but you don't know what he's going to be. He's coming off a knee. He's young.
Yep.
He could come ball out. It changes everything. I doubt it, but we'll see. But man, like I'm sitting here thinking, Bill, right? There's one guy that I've heard's name be thrown around as a potential trade candidate because he doesn't want to be part of a rebuild. Do you know who I'm saying?
You're talking about Trey Hendrickson.
No,
correct?
Actually, no. Same position, but further west.
Max Crosby.
I've heard he's loyal to the Raiders, right? But again,
as tempting as that is, John, one guy is not going to get us to where we need to get to.
Which brings me back to the original point that we made. One guy and all that capital that it's going to take that you just gave up or that you got to give up Micah Parsons, you're going to have to give up a 1 and probably a 2 to get a guy that's 28, 29 years old. And what do they do when they hit 30?
Yeah, they fall off a cliff.
They fall off the cliff. So as much as I love Max Crosby, right, I don't want to give up. And we've already talked about this. John is capital guy. I do not like to give up draft capital.
Well, you and I both. You and I, like I said, we share a football. We share a football brain, so I'm on the same page there. You need to. You're wasting an MVP level season from Dak Prescott. He's killing it right now with his number one receiver injured, and they're still balling offensively.
Yeah.
When you score, 30 almost 30 points a game, you're averaging almost 30 points a game. You should win those games.
Yeah. At least 3/4 of them. Like,
yes.
I mean, come on, it's the NFL, right? I mean, 30 points probably isn't going to do it in the 2007 Big 12, right? But you're in the NFL. You're in the cream of the crop. Let me read something to you here, all right?
Yep.
Total defense rank. You know what number we are in total defense?
28.
We are 32.
Oh, wow.
411 points or 411 yards per game, right?
That's lovely.
Passing D rank. You want to guess what we're at?
32nd.
You nailed it. 32nd. We give up 269.5 yards a game. Rushing D rank. Guess where we're at?
30th.
Close. 29th. We give up 142.2 yards per game. Scoring D.
28th.
31st. So
wow, lovely.
Yeah. So red zone D. We are at
last.
No,
32.
actually, we're at 21 there.
Oh wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
we only let them score 62.5% of the time.
Let's just let them start inside the 20.
Correct. Yeah. So third down D again, 32 at 53.2% conversion rate. That is terrible. Oh my God, that's terrible.
That's
you know who this
impressive.
reminds me of?
Who
was that coach that we had? Was it McCarthy's first year on defense?
Wasn't Mike Nolan, was it?
Yes, that's it. Mike Nolan and Jim Tomsula. Like, come on, dude. You had a caveman coaching the defensive line. Like, normally I'd be okay with that. But
yeah, generally I'm in favor of caveman coaching the defense of the offensive line, yes.
But not that caveman, right?
No, he's not
So before the game, Rico Dowdle, who those of you who don't know who Rico Dowdle was, he was a part of the Cowboys organization for a number of years. He was a 1,000-yard rusher for us last year. He told the Cowboys to buckle up, right? He was talking that shit before the game started.
Oh, yeah, and they definitely were not buckled.
He backed that shit up.
Oh, he 100% did.
30 carries for 186 yards and 6.1 yards per carry. He's had almost 400 yards the last 2 weeks. He had 201 the week prior and 186 today. He averaged 6.1 yards per carry.
John, I'll say this. I know you well enough to know if somebody basically questions your manhood right there and says, hey, I'm fixing to do that to you, you're going to be like, you go ahead and you try.
Yeah. Yep. If anything, I would have let Bryce beat me through the air. He wouldn't have gotten a yard. I would have stacked the box.
100%.
You're going to probably lose that game anyways because your defense sucks. All right. Well, you're butthurt because we didn't re-sign you because we didn't believe in you. Right? I get it. Yeah. But guess what? You're not going to bash my organization and my team and then back it up. That's not.
Well, he basically called out the Dallas organization, and they did nothing. They did nothing about it.
Yep.
They're a bad defensive football team. All we heard was, and we've heard a lot of chatter. People want Eberflus fired, but the Joneses have reiterated all week that Eberflus is not going anywhere. They're schematically, they're not where they need to be, and they don't have enough talent on that side of the ball. They really don't.
People, and I'm not trying to make fun of anybody, people who don't know football want the defensive coordinator fired 5 weeks into the season. Like, it's not his fault. He dealt like the best player on that team was traded before the season even started.
Fact.
Like, what is he supposed to do with that? Like the thing, like, and I think I've said this before. He likes to play zone defense. He likes to rush 4, get pressure on the quarterback, and play defense and create turnovers. That's the Eberflus defense. Right? Yeah. It's a lot like Rod Marinelli. He's a Rod Marinelli disciple. That's what he does. Rush 4, occasionally blitz, and then, make them pay, right? When you've got box safeties playing coverage, and he costed us again. It's not his fault either. He's playing out of position.
They look like so many of the guys look like they're lost.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Greg, they had that touchdown that went to Dabble, that touchdown pass.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, it was in my opinion, it was a great play design the way they did it. But the fact is, those guys looked like they had no idea where anything was going. Completely lost. And
I even got frustrated with the offense a little bit, calling back-to-back screenplays. I think it was the drive before the last Carolina drive.
Yeah.
We third and long, or second long, because we did some stupid play. Yeah. Second long, calls a screen. Doesn't work. They blow us up in the backfield. So what's he do? He tries it to the other side. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, anyways, it's the first time I got frustrated with Shoddy because I know that was his play call. Yeah. Dak didn't check into a freaking screen on 3rd and 18, right?
Nope. There was the play call, and there were some play calls in that game were very questionable.
Yeah, but you know, Shoddy gets the benefit of the doubt because the offense hasn't been the problem, except for the Chicago game. We got dominated by Chicago, which is weird, but Chicago's playing good football right now, so maybe we were the catalyst to that. I don't know. I don't know. But I can tell you this, you know, from what I've seen, the defense isn't going to improve much, if any. Maybe it improves on 3rd down a little bit when you get Demo back from injury.
Yeah.
We do appear to have some help on the way. There's a possibility we get CD, Tyler Booker, and Turpin back this week. Not sure. They're questionable. They're not out. There's a possibility they come. I would give them another week just to make sure they're good. The offense isn't the problem, though. You know.
Yep.
But I did see somewhere that Demo is eligible to return week 5. That doesn't mean that's when he's going to come back, but that just means he's off the IR or the PUP or whatever list he was on. 3 other guys that will help on defense, Ravel, Kalen Carson, and Peyton Turner all are eligible to come back at the same time as well. So, you know, I'm not saying that they're going to help. I think Kalen Carson will help. You know, who knows what Ravel gives you? Maybe he's a shot in the arm. I don't know. But here's what I can tell you. They can't be worse. I can tell you that.
Nope.
So like
Jack Sanborn and Kenneth Murray, they don't need to see the field. No. Kenneth Murray is terrible. Jack Sanborn is terrible.
Yep.
There's a reason as a 1st-round pick, you're already on like your 4th team since you've been in the league.
Yeah.
And it's just linebacker play. Demo hurried back. You know, he was busy this weekend watching a really good football game.
He was.
But that's our guy. You know, you and I both love him. That's our guy.
Well, it looked like Kenneth Murray was playing like that defense as well. So, you know, he was watching that game too, and he was trying to emulate some of the tackling by those linebackers at Oklahoma. And
he runs himself out of plays. He runs himself out of plays. He gets washed out of plays too easy because he doesn't know what he's doing. It doesn't look like.
Yeah. And is that his fault? Maybe. But you know what? There's a reason, like you said, you're on your 3rd, 4th team as a 1st-round pick. Yep. You know, I was kind of excited when we signed him because the potential's there.
Yeah.
He was a beast at Oklahoma.
Indeed.
He had a decent season or 2 in San Diego, and then he just kind of fell off a cliff. And then he, you know, now he's a journeyman, you know.
Yeah. No,
but, you know, he's a guy that, you know, he was out there. He fit the bill. He was in the bargain bin. Why not? He's athletic. Maybe he can hold it down until somebody gets healthy and comes back, you know. But I agree. Sanborn and Kenneth Murray, they gone. I'd never want to see them again.
Just bad football players. I like Shamar James. I like what he's bringing to the team.
Oh yeah,
we get Demo back. Leofau, it's hit or miss with him.
Yeah, he's a boomer bust play.
Big time.
I'll tell you one guy that I'm super, 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 super disappointed in.
Yeah,
I am so upset with number 7. Diggs
Yeah,
is
yeah, you've
just
been
like people are saying, oh, he's coming back from injury. Injury doesn't mean you're just bad at football anymore. You can't cover. If he was a blanket, he couldn't cover a player. Like I so many busted coverages. And then you hear like he didn't start, what was it, third game of the season? And then you hear he got into it with the coaches because he wanted to play more man coverage than zone coverage because that's what he's good. How about you do what you're paid to do? How about you do that? How about you make freaking plays, you crybaby? Like something about that family being crybabies, like his manhood got questioned after the San Francisco game a year or two ago, and he got into it with reporters. And the reason you got all upset is because it's true. It's true. They rake their junk across your face, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Literally.
Like you got owned in every step, in every facet of the game when you played that game. And you know what? You make enough money, and I'm not going to watch someone else's pocket, but when you take up a chunk of that salary that someone else could be getting, I'm not okay with it.
No, sir.
I've got a closet full of Cowboys gear that I can't wear because I'm embarrassed. It's hindering on early 2000s vibes where we were just god awful, right? Like, this reminds me of a Bobby Carpenter middle linebacker defense.
Yeah.
If you want to have nightmares and vomit profusely, that guy was just god awful, man. And some of the things that I'm seeing, I think we have the right defense called. We just have guys that can't perform, and you can't blame the D coordinator for that.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can call the right defense. It's like the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it.
Yeah. Now, like I said, I don't. I would love to see this team do better this year, but I didn't have high hopes going into the year.
Yeah, neither one of us.
I would like to see them be bad. Honestly, you and I have talked about this. I would like to see them be bad because they have some assets now. Let's work on putting some good players on this team.
Yeah.
Lately, honestly, for a lot, our drafting has not been good the last couple of years. It really hasn't.
Our defensive drafting has not been very good. No.
Now, if it's an offensive lineman, also. Yeah. Lately, they drafted Guyton last year. Not a fan. Kid's still young. See what now Booker. I like Booker.
Yeah,
but
he's been hurt half the season. But I hope that's not an indication of things to come.
Fact.
But I'm so frustrated, Bill. Like hopefully them investing in draft capital and hopefully McClay hits on a few of these defensive. I saw it was a joke last week. Somebody drafted all defensive players with all the picks in a mock draft.
Hey, we've seen teams do that.
Yeah, we have. But Jerry's not going to do that. We got to get the offense something.
Jerry wants flash.
Yeah, and I would not be surprised to see the first 2 or 3 picks go straight to defense, which is what should happen. You've got cap room. Don't be surprised if they add a mid-level player to plug in to that defense that will work.
Well, they're not going to spend money. It won't be more than a mid-level player.
Right. And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. But, I saw somewhere that Al Harris is tearing it up in Chicago right now. He's a guy that could have been here.
I love Al Harris. Yeah.
He took a couple of guys with him. Who's the kid that we drafted out of Oregon State a while back? The corner. Nashawn Wright. It's Nashawn Wright.
Was it Wright?
Yeah, it's Nashawn Wright. He took him up there, and he took someone else up there. And Nashawn Wright is balling for Chicago right now.
He's playing well.
I'm like, man, it is what it is. It's heartbreaking to be a Cowboy fan right now because I love the team so much. They don't hurt me anymore. It's just like when you got in trouble in school and your parents weren't mad at you, they just said, I'm just disappointed in you, right? That hurts more than them being mad.
Just whip me. It'd be easier.
Just whip me, get it over with. I'm tired. I'm tired of the mental warfare. Like my mom called me and I was pissed off at the game because they just let it slip through their fingers. And I was like, I'm not watching them anymore. I'm gonna do laundry on Sunday.
Well,
Surprise to you, Nikki. I'm doing laundry on Sunday. I'm not watching football because I don't want to, because
yeah.
I'm sick of that team that I have loved for 36 years of my life. And, it's just hard to do it anymore. It's bad. It's bad. And I don't want to do it.
I can't get away with that even if I wanted to, because as you well know, we have a Packer lover that's part of the crew now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not going to get away without watching any football.
No, I'll watch I won't watch Cowboy football, but
I'll still watch it because that's what's on. But
I mean, it's just I can't. I love one team in the NFL.
Yeah,
and that's the Dallas Cowboys. And I hate watching teams too. Like I hate watching Philly. Like even the Commanders and the Giants.
I can't completely hate them anymore because I love DQ.
Yeah, I love DQ. Always knew that what the Giants were capable of. Like there's so much talent on that team that it's kind of confusing how bad they've been. The coaching staff there is really good.
Yeah.
Their head coach, like he was great in Buffalo as an OC, and he got the head coaching job. And I was actually concerned. I was like, man, that's a good coach they hired. And
if they're smart, they'll try and find. They've got somebody like Thibodeau. They can move Kayvon Thibodeau because you've got Brian Burns and you've got Abdul Carter there, both good pass rushers. They have a surplus of pass rushers. Kayvon Thibodeau is not a great player. He's not a top 5 pick like he was drafted as, but he's a good pass rusher. Mm-hmm. If they could, since Malik Neighbors went down, if they could find a way to get to package Thibodeau and a draft pick and find him a good receiver.
Shit.
Jackson Dart, I think Jackson Dart might be for real.
I think he's good. I think they finally found one.
And after watching that game he played against Florida, his last game where he was just went YOLO and was just throwing the ball all over the place and kept getting it picked off. I was like, I don't know what this kid sees.
Yeah.
But he's proven me wrong. He's gotten into the league and he's done well.
I knew Brian Daboll was a good coach. He's a brilliant offensive mind. They lost Saquon, that set them back quite a ways because he was a focal point of their offense his first year. Yeah. And then when he left, it was just like, well, now what do I do? Like they had guys off the scrap heap replaced them with a scrap together duct tape offensive line. So I know we're about to go on break. When we get back, we'll talk some Texas Longhorns.
Let's get it.
We'll talk some college football games to watch.
Absolutely.
We'll also talk about some NFL game picks coming up this weekend. So when we get back, that's what's on deck.
Yes, sir.
If you're trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
Attention all business owners and creative minds. Do you need a unique and personalized touch for your products? Look no further than Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs. We offer custom laser engraving services for a variety of products, including promotional items and corporate or personal gifts. With state-of-the-art equipment and a team of skilled designers, we can engrave intricate designs on virtually any material. Whether it's a special message, a company logo, or a custom design, Romika Laser Engraving will help you make your mark. And the best part, our prices are affordable and our turnaround time is quick.
I couldn't be happier with the work Romika Laser Engraving did for me. The engraving on my product was precise and exactly what I wanted.
So don't wait any longer to add a personal touch to your products. Call Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs today at 817-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
All right, guys, welcome back. Just a reminder, today's show is brought to you by Ensemble Co-working, Fort Worth's hub for private offices, co-working, meeting space, and virtual mail. Find your perfect workspace at ensemblecoworking.com. Well, now that we're done with the disgusting Dallas Cowboys, we can talk about an actual fun game.
Let's have some good. Let's talk about some good news, John.
Yeah, let's not be all doom and gloom, right? Let's
No.
talk about the mighty Longhorns.
Well, they showed up, after looking like they were stuck in the mud against Florida. They muddled through. Their defense have played well in all the games, including the game against Ohio State to start the season. And then they muddled through Florida, where nobody played well. The offense they had some signs late, but they didn't play well enough, and the defense got lit up. They showed up against Oklahoma, which I got to give you your flowers. You were correct. They hadn't played anybody. I will say this. I think John Mateer is a good quarterback. John Mateer shouldn't have been playing in that football game. He was still hurt. But I think they knew that they didn't have much of a chance with him. Excuse me. But they had zero. They knew they had zero chance with Michael Hawkins, who Texas just tore up last year when he had to start the game.
And real quick about Mateer, I think, again, I agree. I think he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
However, with him being hurt, he did not make any excuses. He said, my hand hurt. I didn't play as well as I should have. Yeah. That tells you everything about that kid. The kid's a leader.
I like him. I
He's
like him a lot.
He's not making excuses.
No, sir.
I don't think the hand prevented him from playing well.
Yeah.
I think he was afraid of getting it re-injured is what really was really bothered him.
Oh yeah.
And Texas knew that, and they turned the fire up on him. Colin Simmons had a good game, but I agree.
Mateer. I mean, he went, like I said, Oklahoma had almost no offense. They only had 258 for the game, I believe. 200 of that was off of his arm. Yeah. He threw 3 picks, but Texas defense
should have been
also
5.
It should have been more than that.
Yeah.
But Texas defense got after him. They sacked him 5 times and hit him numerous other times.
Yeah. I mean,
so he had no time.
I forget who it was. They literally dropped a pick 6 running back the other way. And then there was a drop. I think it was in the red zone. Maybe
might have been Gilbo that dropped that pick.
Yeah, you might be right. I forget who it was. I mean, Manny Muhammad had 2. I mean,
that or the youngster,
Littleton.
Yeah, it might have been Little. Yeah, they both. I think they both dropped interceptions.
Yeah,
but Manny Muhammad, he's that dude, man. He's showing up. He talks a lot, but he's backing it up.
Sock's finest, man. Kid from South Oak Cliff, and he'll play some football.
I like Sark's. I like one of Sark's things after one of his comments after the game was like, "What did you learn about this team?" And he said, "I learned that you need to recruit DFW."
Mm-hmm.
He said because Trey Wisner almost 100 yards, Colin Simmons, Manny Muhammad. I mean, yeah, he said there are some good football players in the DFW Metroplex.
You recruit the DFW. I mean, the biggest thing for me, right? And I'm not going to take up too much of your time talking about Texas, but man, it looks like Arch is starting to get it.
It does.
Even behind the suspect. Now, the biggest thing, there are 2 things here. We went 10 for 17 on third downs.
Yep.
against a really good defense. And part of that has to do
Agreed.
with the fact that Arch could move the pocket and complete and make the difficult
Yeah.
throws.
Yeah.
The other thing, early in the game, we weren't getting any push. And I was like, oh, shit, it's going to be a long game.
Yeah.
But the offensive line started to get push.
They stayed after it. Yeah.
And the young kid, Nick Brooks, that filled in at left guard, he may not have played great, but that kid's got some nasty to him, man.
I like Nick Brooks.
Oh,
like
he's going to be good. He's going to be real good.
I like Nick Brooks a lot.
Yeah. Dude, Arch just took care of the ball. I think he was 21 to 28.
He 21 out of 27. He was efficient. He only threw for 166 yards and 1 score, but he was efficient. He made plays when he had to. He did, like I said, there wasn't too many balls that hit the ground.
Yeah.
He was on time and on target with his throws. They didn't hit a ton of big plays, but they moved the chains consistently. Trey Wisner had 94 yards.
You know what that tells me, though? Like, Sark is starting to adapt his offense and get rid of the ball faster. Like, we're not going to – like, this season we don't have the big-time playmakers like Matthew Golden or Xavier Worthy or any of those guys. We've got talented receivers, don't get me wrong.
They're young.
Yeah, they're really young. Parker Livingstone is still trying to figure it out. Wingo is trying to figure it out. I think Emmett Mosley is actually our best receiver.
The transfer from Stanford is a veteran. He's come in and he's been very solid for this team.
I mean, DeAndre Moore, he's been great. I mean, and again, just adapting the defense or adapting the offense to fit your players and playing style. Like, Sark loves to run the play action and those long, slow developing plays.
Yep.
That works when you've got a great offensive line. But last year and even this year, you haven't had a great offensive line, right? So that we could run the ball a little bit last year, but there were times where we couldn't run the ball last year as well. If he can really figure out how to run the ball consistently, right? The offense is going to open up because he has to be able to run the ball to open up the play action.
Everything that you want is still in front of you.
Absolutely.
It's still in front of you because there is no set dominant team. Ohio State is, in my opinion, is probably the best team.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no set dominant team. We played right with them in the playoff last year, and we, with our offense had played just a slight bit better in that first game. We're right in that game.
Yeah.
So everything that you still want is right out there front. Partly because there's been so many upsets, which that takes me to my next topic here. There was the college football landscape was rife with upsets this last week, including, I'm sorry to say, your Arizona State Sun Devils.
I watched it.
You saw what happened to them. They got taken apart by.
But I don't know if you're aware of this. Did you watch the game?
I did not.
So I don't know if you're aware of this, but Will Levitt didn't play. He was out injured.
That's big. That's big. I mean, he's their engine.
They didn't have Will Levitt, and I think it was due to an injury that occurred during the bye week. And that's a big part of your offense.
I think say ASU party school. What was he doing?
I don't know. I'm just saying it's a strong academic institution, if I must say so myself. I mean,
did Cam Scatterbro come back to hang out or something? Or
they had to playing Edward 40 Hands. I don't know, but they got whooped, dude. I watched it and I was like, oh my god, this is bad. They couldn't move the offense.
That Utah team, you're gonna every time you play them,
Whittingham's gonna have them ready to play.
You're gonna be in a fight.
Yeah, he's a good coach, and there's another big game that Utah's going to be involved in this weekend, and we'll talk about that when we get into college. The biggest thing we're not talking about in college football, the biggest news other than Texas beating the hell out of the Trailer Aggies.
Oh yeah,
James Franklin got fired.
Well, it's what happens when you're a preseason top 5 team and you lose to UCLA and then you get beat by those nerds in Chicago.
The nerds, yeah. I mean, that's a great point. That's a great point. I mean,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
My background is gone, and you sound like a Muppet.
Uh-oh. Well, log out and log back in. So James Franklin got fired. I don't know if I don't know what the plan is there. Firing a coach this early in the offseason, of course, they're gonna start interviewing people, or not interviewing people, but they're gonna gauge interest. You know, I think the favorite to land that job, even though he's denying it, is Matt Rule. Makes sense. The AD or president was there. Who's there at Penn State was the same guy that hired him at Temple when he got his first coaching job, and he turned Temple around. He's a terrific coach. He's in Nebraska right now. Of course, it's not the Tom Osborne era anymore. Nebraska is still suffering the repercussions of firing Bo Pelini for being a 10-win coach. And now they can't find a coach that can win 10 wins until they got Matt Rule. I think they're undefeated still, or maybe they have one loss. But anyways, Nebraska is a far cry from your alma mater. If Matt Rule really wants to go to Nebraska, or if he really wants to leave Nebraska for Penn State, that's exactly what he's going to do. And if I was a head coach and I was at a program like Nebraska in a top 10 program, whether it be financially or backed, or however you want to call it, resources. If Penn State calls, there's maybe 5 coaches in the country that will turn that job down. And those are probably your coach at Texas, your coach at Alabama, maybe even Miami, Ohio State. Those may be the few that would turn that down. Bill, can you hear me? Bill's still out of there. So
I can't hear anything you're saying, John. Can you hear me?
Okay. I can hear you loud and clear.
You sound like a Muppet right now is all I hear. It's like very, very weird sounding voice coming from you.
Oh, man. Okay.
All right. Let's get into some of these other upsets if you can hear me.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. ISU. I mean, they lost to Colorado, they were at 22. They lost to Colorado.
That's 2 bad losses in a row.
You had five ranked teams that fell this week. The big one was number 7 IU going into Eugene, Oregon, and taking down the Oregon Ducks, who were ranked number 3 at the time. They beat them 30-20, and who knew that Indiana was going to be a football school?
Man, that Kurt Cignetti can coach a damn football team. I'll tell you that. He's another guy that's probably favored to go to Penn State, but I don't think he really wants to leave there.
Yeah, it was a crazy game all the way around. Ole Miss, number 4, off a bye week, struggled against Washington State.
Yeah.
A 3-point win. There were a lot of other close games that just maybe should not have been that close, but unfortunately, we were kind of hoping for being that we don't love the Aggies. We were hoping for a loss there, but they handled their business, and they look like a really solid team right now.
Nah, I'm not buying
it. Oh man,
I'll never admit that. But I mean, I will agree that they look pretty solid. They're not good. I'll never say they're good, but they look solid.
I sure wish I could understand what you're saying, John. I can't. I cannot understand a word you're saying.
Let me see here. Try to.
But that with all the upsets, there were a few. Ohio State handled their business against a ranked Illinois team. It was not easy, but they separated themselves and handled their business like they're supposed to. They look like they're the number 1 team in the country. I'm gonna check out of here for a second and try to come back.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think A&M is going to be pretty good. Man, I don't see a real threat on their schedule. I don't see a real threat on their schedule until possibly Alabama, or I think Missouri could give them problems. You got me, Bill? I don't see I don't see anybody beating A&M. I mean, we'll jump into some games that are coming up this week. LSU at Vanderbilt. I think LSU is just too talented to beat those guys.
Not sure what just happened there.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you at all now, John. Can you hear me? I don't hear a word you're saying, Bubba. We'll go into this a little bit more. There were some crazy games in NFL this year or in this last week. Some that surprised us a little bit. Some of the results it was a bit surprising. But we've got some good quality games coming up this week. We got the Rams 4-2. They're going to go play Jacksonville 4-2. Jacksonville had looked really good a couple weeks ago against KC, but then they just laid an egg. Seattle whooped them. They manhandled them. You got Indy, who is Indy for real, or have they just not played anybody? Are they the Oklahoma of pro football? Have they just not played anybody?
Maybe.
We're going to find. I think we're going to find out. We got the Chargers. Chargers, good, hard-nosed, physical team. And what do the Chargers usually do pretty well? They stop the run.
Yeah.
Well, Indy's got a really, really good running back in Jonathan Taylor. So we'll see if the Chargers can slow him down and try and make Danny Jones beat him. Then I think they got a good shot to win that game, because I'm not convinced that Daniel Jones can win you football games. If he's your guy, I'm not convinced yet. You give me if he goes out and handles his business against the Chargers, maybe I'll start thinking a little differently.
Yeah.
See, we got the marquee game in my mind this week is Tampa Bay and Detroit. Tampa's 5-1. Detroit, they laid an egg. They laid an egg over the weekend.
Yeah.
And it just. I think Tampa's a real deal, man. They handled their business against the 49ers, Baker Mayfield. Now, I say our boy Baker Mayfield, and I don't say that jokingly, because we actually really do like Baker, because Baker is a dog, and the kid he's earning it. He's earned that moniker. He plays his butt off, and his teammates love him.
Plays with swag.
The guy fights for extra yards. He got a first down there to seal that deal against the 49ers. He has zero fear. So, and I think Tampa right now, in my opinion, Tampa's the best team in the NFC, possibly the league, with the way that guy's taking it to another level, the way he's leading that team.
I buy that, yeah.
So, you got Atlanta fresh off a win over Buffalo. They're going to go to San Francisco, and San Francisco is going to be licking their wounds. They may get a little healthier on offense. Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, George Kittle may all be back. They're probably going to be without Juwan Jennings again, because he has just continued to be banged up, which he's been no help to my fantasy team. Thanks a lot for that. But they're going to be a little salty after losing that game to Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, I think Atlanta is fraudulent. Yes, they beat Buffalo, but Buffalo's kind of been on a skid lately after they've lost 2 in a row.
Yeah.
I think San Francisco, even though San Francisco did lose one of the best defensive players in the league in Fred Warner.
Yeah.
And that's going to hurt them anytime you lose somebody of that caliber. But
that's big.
I think that San Francisco is going to have enough. I think they're going to handle business against Atlanta. But I'm not going to say it's going to be easy because Mr. Bijan Robinson plays for the Atlanta Falcons, and he just tore up the Buffalo Bills. I think I saw that his number of scrimmage yards per game up to this point is maybe like one of the top figures of all time at this point in the season, because he can beat you with his feet and with his legs.
Yeah.
So, or with his feet and his legs, with his legs and through the air. Wow, easy for me to say. Of course, you got the marquee game here with not the marquee game. That was I'm kidding. I'm saying that jokingly. With Tampa and Detroit, this marquee game, but you have those Dallas Cowboys. They're going to be at home, but they've got Dan Quinn and the Washington Redskins coming to town. And what does Washington do right now? What does Washington do really good right now? They run the ball. They're the top rushing team in the league by numbers, I believe. And Dallas does not stop the run very well. And if that wasn't enough, Washington's about to get Terry McLaurin back.
They'll probably get him back this weekend.
You'll have my guy Debo. You'll have Zach Ertz. You're gonna have a full complement. He's gonna have their full complement of weapons to use. And the Merritt kid, the guy they call Bill, he's a good, solid running back. He's taken over as their lead back, and he's been really good for them.
Yeah.
And then you throw in Jaden Daniels' legs too. They got a couple other backs that they'll sprinkle in there, but those are your two primary guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long game.
And they play good enough defense. I think that they're going to try and run the ball, control the clock, and take big shots when they can. And this Dallas defense has looked pretty helpless for most of the season. And I'm talking about historically bad defense in the history of this franchise.
Yeah.
Every time I say it's going to be a bloodbath, like I thought the Packer game was going to be a bloodbath, and Dallas just hung right with them. But that was because of their offense.
Yeah.
But I think Washington is. I think they're going to be physical with Dallas. I don't think Dallas is going to be able to do all the things they want to do on offense. And Washington is going to. They're going to have too much on the offensive side of the ball, and I think Washington's going to take that game. So, like I said, Rams, Chargers, Bucks, and Excuse me, I said Redskins. Commanders. It's still hard for me, man. You spend 40 years of your life calling them one thing, and then all of a sudden, oh no, there's something different now.
Yeah.
So, John, let's ask here. I'll name the team first, and you hold up the finger since I can't hear what you're saying. You hold up which finger you think. Rams or Jacksonville? One or two? Rams one. Okay, me too. Indianapolis or the Chargers? Okay, I got that one too. Tampa Bay and Detroit. Yeah, I got that too. In a close one. It's at Detroit, but I think that's gonna be a fun game, man. I can't wait. That could be a 48-45 game. Or it could also be a 17-14 game. It just depends on who shows up. All right. Atlanta, San Francisco. I agree. And then, of course, I think we're both taking the Skins in that game. Man, I don't know where we're at clockwise, John. And I wish I could hear what you have to say, because you do know that I value your opinion so much.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you would like, I will step aside. I will let you have a few minutes. I will be right here. If you want me to talk, just point at me. Oh, look at that. There we go. A couple of minutes. We're getting close. I can't hear what you're saying, but if you want to close us out, I'm going to let you do it.
All right. Well, we're having some technical difficulties tonight, so because the difficulties, we kind of have to game. I think LSU takes Vandy. They're just too talented. Not that Vandy's going to just bow down. I think it'll be a tight game, but LSU is just too talented. They'll pull away at the end. OU, South Carolina. I think OU gets back on. They're on track this week. I'm anxious to see how Mateer handles that defensive line for South Carolina. They've got some guys that'll get after you, and also that hand. We'll see where it's at. That D-line is going to give OU hell because their offensive line is just not great. Ole Miss, Georgia, man. Georgia last week. Last week, Ole Miss struggles with Washington State. He also he struggles to get up for big games. So I think this will be a tight game, but give me Georgia. A&M Arkansas, it's a rivalry. You never know. So give me A&M. You got Tennessee Bama. Give me Bama. You got USC Notre Dame. It's another rivalry game. Give me the Irish. And you got Utah BYU, which is what they call the Holy War. Give me Utah. Whittingham, he's a tough coach to prepare for. He is going to do everything he can to win that game because it's a bitter rivalry for the Mormon faithful. So give me Utah. Next week we'll have all these technical difficulties all figured out. We should. We will be back next week, and we'll see you then. Hook 'em.
I sure wish I could hear you, buddy.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those